Walter Wonkite. I'm already into the 420, damn it.
Legacy 420 has medicinal and recreational products down to a science, literally. With 2 biochemists on staff and a chief scientific advisor, every product is tested in the Legacy 420 laboratory. Legacy 420, Tyendinaga. Open 9 to 9 every day. Visit legacy420.com.
You know I blame it on industry. I blame it on my own hypocrisy. Miseducation and politicians. No one's willing to step up and speak.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pace Radio Show. We are live, and we are being broadcasted here at 420radio.ca. I'm your host, Al Graham. Tonight, I'm joined by my joint host, Northern Ontario, Kim Cooper, and she has brought us a guest who has said before, who I have said before, loves to bake up a storm for medical cannabis patients. But before we meet Kim's guest, it's time for Kim and I to have a quick gab. Well, Kim, what's new and exciting today?
Oh, there's lots going on in weed world, as they say these days. So much going on in news and entrepreneurs and everything is just, it's an evolving situation minute by minute, just about, never mind day by day. And a lot of questions floating around out there with people, on, is this legal? Is that legal? How do you do this? How do you do that? One of the things that a lot of people are talking about are genetics.
That's right. Right now there's, not only is there a shortage of cannabis flower, there's no seeds. There's no seeds available. Right. And right now people are, legally allowed to grow their own cannabis. Just because winter is setting in, doesn't mean that they can't grow their cannabis.
That's right. That's right. A lot of people grow indoors. The LP system, the legal producers in this country, all grow indoors. Indoor cannabis growing has been a thing since forever. I remember doing it back in the late 70s and the early 80s, with the fluorescent grow tubes at the foot of my bed, for God's sake. We've been growing plants inside forever. Why would this slip the LP's minds? I have no idea, but they seem to think that people won't be ready for seeds until spring.
Yeah. So, to find out, you got to find out the truth and ask questions. There's a column there in the Leaf Cannabis News columns. Dear Herb, somebody wrote and asked them if a medical patient could pass on their genetics to a recreational user.
Yeah, and the answer has come back, and it says that there's no reason why you can't. There is no real law specifically stating that you cannot. And since gifting is allowed patient upon patient, and gifting is allowed consumer upon consumer, that would mean that those boundary lines are no longer there. So yes, they indeed can be crossed. I myself, as a patient, am also a consumer. Yeah. So I can pass on my genetics to other consumers and get them out there.
Yeah, well, they wrote Health Canada. They said, yeah, people can share genetics. And then they got more specific in the question and asked, can a medical patient share with a rec person? And it would come down to, really, if it's a medical patient passing over the legal amount of 4 plants, that's not a problem. If they're passing over, a couple hundred plants, then it could become an issue.
That's right. So as long as we stay within the guidelines of the law, then it's fine. So I can pass on seeds. I can pass on
30.
4 clones. Yeah, 30 seeds. I can pass on 4 clones. That's the legal limit for non-medicinal consumers in this country. So everybody I know can have the benefit of 4 clones of my
Yeah.
genetics that I grow, and that's how we're going to get the genetics out there. So people that are worried, which many people were worried, when I start growing my plants, our cop's going to say, "Well, where'd you get the seeds? Because there's none available." Well, this is where you got them.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Now, Dear Herb also wrote Trina Fraser, who's a lawyer there in Ottawa, cannabis lawyer, and she says that there is nothing in the Act or its regulations prohibiting medical cannabis patient from sharing on the terms you have, set out. So yeah,
That's right.
yep.
So there you go. CYA, cover your ass. No matter where you got your genetics from, if anybody inquires about them and there are no legal quote unquote means, because LPs are not selling genetics as of yet, just make sure that you got them from a friend that is a legal patient, and that's how the genetics got into the system.
And don't forget, not only are we patients, but we're also citizens of Canada, and all citizens of Canada have the right to swap up for plants.
That's right. And considering we already have the genetics available,
that's right.
And there are legal means, so that's how we get legal genetics into the population, people. There's always a way.
We get the extra 30. We get the extra 30 grams to carry. We can carry the 180 because we're over 150 for the medical.
Yeah, plus the 4 extra plants on your grow.
Exactly. Yep. So, okay, and before we bring our guest in, just a quick thought on our new joint host of the show, Julie. She starts next week.
Yes, that's right. We're so excited to bring Julie Chiarello to the show. She's going to be a fantastic addition to PACE, opening up brand new horizons with a lot more people down in the Southern California area and California regions, the United States as a whole, hopefully opening up our listenership just a little bit more.
Yeah, she was telling me that she was, hoping and looking to, maybe doing a show, and this would give her an opportunity to, it's only once a month, but once a month to be able to have a guest and, share their knowledge with our listeners.
Absolutely. Her knowledge as far as genetics and growing and Skunk Magazine, she's got a host of a large portfolio of information and connections and things that she's taken part in throughout the world in the cannabis industry and the cannabis movement over the years. It'll be great to hear her insights.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So Julie's first show is next Wednesday.
Looking forward to listening in.
December the 12th, yes. Her scheduled special guest is Tim Blake.
Awesome. Emerald Cup, which is coming up.
Yes. So, all righty. Time to bring our guest in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, time to bring that guest in. I said, loves to bake up a storm for medical patients. And I'd like to welcome Ashley Calia of
Calia.
So, yeah. I knew it. Sorry, Ashley.
It's all good.
Calia. There we go. It's something that I've took speech therapy as a youth, and it just still gets me today as an adult.
Yeah. It's something that you've overcome with by leaps and bounds, and you still do great. But every once in a while, there's a tongue twister for you.
That's right. That's right. Exactly. Well, Ashley, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. I appreciate being on again. I missed you guys since last year.
It's it's good to have you back on the program. It's been over a year. It's been about 15 or 16 months. We run into you at events, but we only get to spend a few minutes with you, and it's good that Kim's invited you along, so we get a good 90 minutes with you this time.
Awesome. I really look forward to it.
All right, Kim, over to you.
Thanks so much, Al. Ashley, great to have you back. And yeah, you're right. It has been way, way too long. Ashley Calia, Sofa King Good Bakery. And of course, you've got to say it really fast, right? So fucking good bakery.
Yes. That's the way we prefer it, at least.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Ashley, you've been an entrepreneur for quite some time in the industry, bringing people across Ontario and afar goodies that you make in your own kitchen. Your creations are amazing. I have been privileged to try, I think, almost all of them, if not all of them. I don't think there's very many that I'm missing in my repertoire yet, but if there is, I'll have to get on that because, oh my God, your name says it all. It's just so fucking good.
Well, thank you very much.
Oh, you're so welcome. How long you been doing this, Ashley?
Just over 2 years now.
Jesus.
We had our official 2-year anniversary back in October.
Excellent, excellent. So, I mean, I've enjoyed your stuff for the last couple of years. I guess since you started right out of the gate, I tried your pretzels and I fell in love. And that was really your launch pad, I think, eh?
Yeah, that was definitely one of our first starting products and has been definitely a forerunner ever since, taking on steam in so many different directions that we're looking forward to seeing what pretzels are actually going to bring us in 2019, especially since we won Karma Cup for them this year.
Yeah, fantastic job on the win at Karma this year. I definitely voted for them.
I heard that they were really good.
You tried them.
I had help. And there's some things that I had to be concerned with what I was eating because I have to watch my diet with my Crohn's, right? So I had other people help me eat some of my stuff, and so
that's
pretzels,
one of the ones you lost.
That was one of the ones I lost. Yeah.
Oh no! Well, we'll have to rectify that. I'll have to send you some.
Oh. Well, there you go. There you go. And it's a treat to be had. I'm telling you, these pretzels, they melt in your mouth and they're salty, but they're buttery at the same time. And there's no butter in them.
That's correct. They are vegan.
They're vegan. And they taste so buttery and salty and wonderful and fluffy. And I have to have one. See, I have a few left here. Yeah, I do. Good. Okay. They're so good. I can't believe how buttery they taste, and there's no butter in them.
Yeah, it's amazing what a little bit of coconut oil will do, I tell you. It lends
that
flavor, that sweet and savory all at the same time.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. So how did all of this start, Ashley?
Well, initially, this all started out of a medical need, to be honest with you. We had a lot of medical patients coming to us asking for particular items. Those particular items, once we started making them and people found out about them, just kind of grew from there into something that took over my full-time job and then eventually my partner's full-time job. And now we have employees and we just keep growing.
Wow.
Amazing. I mean, always out of need, right, Al?
Yeah, exactly. One patient, a patient from patient to patient, the word gets around. And if what you're producing is something that is good and it's effective and it's quality product, then that word's going to travel. And obviously, you had to quit your jobs and hire people. That shows success.
Yeah, it's been absolutely fantastic so far. We couldn't have asked for better, to be honest with you. I'm really excited to see what legalization rules are going to come forth, because apparently we're supposed to get some of those before Christmas. To see, where the future of Sofa King is going to go in the legal realm.
Yeah. Yeah, the government just recently made that announcement about they're now looking at it. The legalization of edibles is now on the table. They're discussing it. And as you said, early Christmas present is coming forth. I imagine, that would be very exciting news for you going forth in the future. What do you think of some of the companies out there that are the LPs and the producers that are out there now that are talking about how they're developing these products?
Developing products in what way?
New edible products for the marketplace.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what they consider new. Because, I mean, almost anything you can think of out there has already been infused.
Well, the thing is, that's not new to you and me and others in the community, but it's new. It would be new to people who have never consumed to the general public.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's true. That's true.
We're seeing that, with the cannabis end, the flower end of things. And, as you mentioned, those regulations are supposed to come out, or the draft of them is supposed to come out by Christmas, and then they want some input. And I think there's something like July is when the final one would be announced.
Something along those lines.
Something along that line.
Yeah, we look forward to see what's going to come down the road, and let's hope we all have a space in this in the new regime.
Yeah, exactly, and to be allowed not only input, but to be able to be part of the process, to be able to apply for any licensing required. Will they? I don't know. Do you have any concern that they could turn around and say, well, if you've been doing this after October the 17th of when cannabis was legalized, you're not allowed to be involved, sort of like they did with the dispensaries?
Yeah, that's my concern. Yeah.
Totally concerned. We're not sure what's going to happen along with all the other companies that have continued to serve the community. So I'm honestly not sure.
Because they haven't said.
Continuing on because we have so many people dependent on us that if we were to go away.
Yeah. Because they're always talking about they're always talking about this. Yeah, they're always talking about the dispensary owners and dispensaries and all that. But I just never really heard them come out and say anybody producing any food products. Being more specific. So,
I mean, so far we've managed to get through okay. Knock on wood. But that being said, nobody knows what tomorrow's going to bring, and that's why I say that we hope that we're going to have a spot in the new regime. But really, no one knows.
Absolutely. And I, for one, am thankful that you're still here. A lot of people, well, not a lot, but a handful of vendors that we do know of that were in the industry for a long time, they did pack up stakes and leave. And that left a lot of patients hanging. I mean, let's face it, the patient regime is the one that's pushed this to the point that we're at now. We're the ones that have pushed and asked for the products to be developed. You bakers and you entrepreneurs that are out there have gone to great lengths to develop quality, professional grade products that are properly dosed and properly labeled, that we can maintain our illnesses with these products, and they're edible products, and they're in capsule form, and where we can ingest all day and maintain our illnesses with great ease and with good tasting products instead of crap and not having to consume them. And now we've been able to maintain our illnesses for quite a number of years because of the developments that you guys have been doing and entrepreneurs like you. For the government to turn around and say, okay, you know what? You all have to stop. And you patients can just go back in time 10 years and just wait for us to catch up. I mean, to me, that is outrageous.
Yeah, I totally agree. So that's why I really hope that they allow us to continue on to be able to provide the knowledge that we've been able to gain throughout all these years of helping others medicate, and bring that forward into a new era where we get to teach other people how to make their own stuff. And for those who aren't able to, provide them with what they need.
Absolutely. And I thank you so much and congratulate you for sticking it out and saying, no, we're putting patients first. That's why we're here in the first place, right?
Exactly. And as patients ourselves, it's a fact that unfortunately in the industry gets overlooked a lot. People forget that they all started out, or most of us started out as patients first. And that's who we should be looking after, come what may. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now it seems all eyes, or many eyes, are now focused on the almighty dollar and the licensing schemes that are coming out, focused by our governments, are telling us that if you want to put patients first, then you have to give up that right. To me, that seems highly unethical.
Yep. Oh, I agree with you wholeheartedly, which is why we're still around.
Yeah, for sure. Now the product development that you guys done, not only pretzels, but oh my God, so much more. And at this year's Karma Cup, at the 2018 Karma Cup in Toronto, you had an extra special treat there that I got to get a piece of, which was absolutely fantastic, with cheesecake.
Oh yes, the infused cheesecake. That was a very, very hot seller at Karma this year, introduced for Karma, and we really only are going to be bringing it out for large events, but it went over so well. The chocolate cherry one specifically was very popular, and then the blueberry that we did as well was also very popular, but not as much as that chocolate cherry. Which one did you get to try?
I got the chocolate cherry.
Yep, see? That's how it works.
It was
woman after my heart.
It was good. It was really, really good. Fantastic job there. Karma Cup win. You guys have been doing so much in your product development. You do have a website as well where patients order products and I know my family members of mine use you. I use you. We've had patients and clients of mine from Northern Ontario use you, but it's not just sweets and savories, but you also have the medicinal line, so you carry the RSO capsules.
Yes, we do. And in fact, since you mentioned the closing of dispensaries earlier, we've actually noticed a very large increase in our not only RSO but also CBD capsule sales, since a lot of dispensaries have closed because so many patients were relying on it before and now have nowhere to get it.
And a lot of people are migrating to the online sales, right?
Very much so, especially when they can find sites that are around week after week instead of stores that are fleeting.
Yeah. I mean, if you need your meds, you need a reliable source, for sure.
Now,
Agreed.
Sorry.
You have gluten-free products as well?
Yes, we do. We do vegan and gluten-free products. Our most popular of that would be our Spitz cookies. They're kind of like a traditional butter cookie, but without the traditional butter, sugar, or flour.
Very
they're
cool.
absolutely wonderful. Yeah, they're wonderful because, like the pretzels, they're another low-dose item. So for somebody who's looking at maintaining a smaller dosage than, let's say, 100 or more.
Yeah, that's right. The pretzels and those and all of these low dose, the medibles, they're more what I call a medible. I'll keep the bucket of them like by my kettle, and I drink a lot of tea every day. So it's kind of like every time I go to the kettle and I put the kettle on, eat 2 or 3. And then I go back and I make my tea and I eat 2 or 3 again. And then in a half an hour, I can do that again. So you're maintaining a low dose constantly all day.
Yep.
And it works really well.
It does. It helps with the pain control. I use other means as well, but that kind of gives me my balance, my level. I don't know, my median, I guess it's called. And then, you go up and down from there, but that kind of gives me my median and keeps me level all day. Microdosing is very popular now.
Yeah, and you're still, you're
Very
still
popular.
functioning. Yeah, still functioning,
I
still
can
doing
see.
things.
Oh, for sure. I can see microdosing being the thing of 2019.
Absolutely.
With a
It's a very good idea. I mean, I do all kinds of at-home infused things, just seasonal. Like I did pumpkin seeds. That's another good one that's good for low dose. But anything that you can just sort of munch on, right?
Yep, exactly. And with all the new regulations that'll be coming out, I'm sure we're going to be capped at some sort of milligram dosage.
Yeah,
per package or container.
I'm hearing 10.
So
That's
I
what I've
imagine
heard.
a lot of companies might be focusing on lower dosage items than one for the whole shebang, if you know what I mean.
Right. Now, could you now just imagine hypothetically if they capped it at say 10, what would that do to packaging for pretzels?
Well, that would get really interesting. I don't know if we'd have to start making them into like fun-sized packs that come in a multi-pack, or we're not sure how the packaging laws are going to change. I'm sure they're going to be very strict with whatever they enforce or whatever they put out.
Like, you gotta wonder, like, would each pretzel be like 10 milligrams?
Well, right now, each of our pretzels sits at just under 2 milligrams per pretzel.
Okay.
So technically speaking, you would have 5.5 or so in said package. But that doesn't mean that if they cap us at 10, we can't change our formula around and make it so that you still get the same amount of pretzels that you had before, or less than that, or a portion thereof at whatever milligram dosage they're going to cap us at.
I'm looking at your cosmic pretzels right now, so I see that. So you must get about 50 in a package then.
Approximately, yes.
Yeah, because it's 100 milligrams. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, you get it.
Yeah. I was looking at those Apple Crisp Jacks too.
Yeah, they're good.
Those are really good. They're really good.
I'm gonna sit here during the show, go to the website, go.
Well, the pretzels are absolutely my favorite. There's hands down my favorite. But I gotta say, I've got a runner-up in there, and that is my my little breakfast treat, and that's the jam.
Oh yes.
Jam.
And which one is your favorite?
The strawberry.
Uh-huh. I'm not gonna lie, it's mine too. I thought the blueberry would overtake because I'm in love with blueberries, but even with introducing the blueberry jam this year, the strawberry still has my heart.
Yeah, the strawberry is it. Because, you know, it's not just jam. I mean, I've put that shit on ice cream.
Yep.
You know, it's great as like a raspberry or as a strawberry topping on your ice cream. You know, or a piece of pie. You know, I put a little drizzle on the top of a piece of apple pie when it's warm. That's very good. So there's many ways of utilizing it as a dessert as well, right? Yeah. Are you drooling, Al?
I'm looking at the Strawberry Fields jam.
It's wonderful.
I see she sells penises too.
Yes. They're so cute. Yes, novelty items, I guess.
Hey, it's I'll tell you, it's a website and products here, Ashley. It's unfortunate that I've got my condition. There'd be a lot of things I'd be eyeing up.
Yeah, for sure. Great stuff on this website. So where do you get your inspirations from? I think we lost Ashley.
You think so? I think so too.
I think we should just go to break
We will go to break. Yeah.
Get Ashley back in on this conversation that we're having, and we'll pick it up from there.
That's right. We will. Okay. Well, our music. I'll have to tell Ashley about this afterwards, but our music, our bumper music there. Oh, did I hear her voice?
Get her back?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're just going to break, so we'll get our technical issues worked out during break, and Al is just about to introduce our song.
The music that our listeners are going to hear, Ashley, our songs usually relate to our guests, and you've got some excellent looking foods there. The song today mentions the foods that that you've got available, as well as what can happen if you don't have access to these things. And the song is by the Hicks, and the song is called "The Munchie Blues."
Awesome.
All right, it mentions pretzels, different treats and stuff during the song. And you don't have access to those things, people can have the Munchie Blues. So, all right. After that, Kim and I will continue our conversation with Ashley Calia. This is the Pace Radio Show. We are live here at 420radio.ca.
Hey, this is Cheech. And this is Chong. And you're listening to Lifestyle Radio. What is it? Lifestyle Radio. Say it one more time. 420 Radio? Ooh.
Hang up and try again.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
I got the Munchie Blues. I need cake, chips, pop, and gummy bears too. I need nachos and cheese, potatoes, carrots, and peas. Gravy on my grits, barbecue ribs. I love licorice, the one they call nib. Twinkie, 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 ding.
Legacy 420 has medicinal and recreational products down to a science, literally. With 2 biochemists on staff and a chief scientific advisor, every product is tested in the Legacy 420 laboratory. Legacy 420, Tyendinaga. Open 9 to 9 every day. Visit legacy420.com.
Enjoy the buzz of legalization with Cannabis, your friendly neighborhood Campbellford head shop. From lights to plant nutrients, books, consumption accessories, and more, we've got all your basics to grow or consume cannabis. Let us help you grow your 4 with weekly Tuesday night gardening sessions for beginners. Visit our info center or take a look at our piercing services and body jewelry, now available in-store through Campbellford Lifestyle Shop. Cannabis, more than just a head shop. 17 Bridge Street West, Campbellford.
Are you looking for cannabis news, education, and people's opinions? Are you looking to learn what Canadian and international cannabis advocates are doing, not only now, but what got them to this point in their lives, and what does the future hold for them? Do you want to learn how patients are using cannabis as their daily medication, or learn how their cannabis use helps them with their medical condition? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then I'm going to suggest to you to tune in to Lifestyle Radio. Catch their live weekly shows and have your questions and concerns answered and find the experience you're looking for. Monday, catch your weekly news broadcast with the Reef Reporters. Then on Wednesday, get several hours worth of cannabis public education. We get things started with Cannabis and Coffee with Tamarawana. Finish up your evening with the award-winning Pace Radio Show with Al Graham, and no week would be complete without tuning into Friday night's program, the 420 Radio Show featuring Al Rapp and the 420 radio crew, Mary Jane Baker and Marcel Gignac. Cannabis is a lifestyle, and you can catch all your cannabis lifestyle information right here at 420radio.ca. An apple a day won't keep this doctor away, but a gram of cannabis may keep you away from the doctor. Find out how by tuning into The Higher Estate with Dr. Ira Price, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only here at 420radio.ca. Tune in to DJ Passion from the land of Ganja, the island of Jamaica, when he comes to you live every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on 420radio.ca.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with CC Nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. CC Nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with CC Nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today, 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at ccnexus.global.
I love you. Cookies and cream, what a dream. I'm your Burger King, I'm your Dairy Queen. Then I go down east and eat a big lobster with some special sauce. I want an extra large pizza with extra pepperoni. I love lasagna, I love macaroni, linguine, fettuccine, ravioli, and bologna.
Hey, we're back, and we are the Pace Radio Show, and we are broadcasting live here at 420radio.ca. Tonight on the program, I'm joined by our guest, Ashley Calia of Sofa King Good Bakery, and my joint host, Northern Ontario, Kim Cooper. How's the voice, Kim? Did you get it back?
Oh, yeah, it's back. We're good.
You back? Okay, good.
Timing is everything, as they say, right?
Man, that's right. All right. Well, before the break, we were talking about all these ghoulish-looking fancy items at Ashley's website. Where are we going now?
Yeah, well, I figured I'd try and pick Ashley's brain a little bit and go back in time. I know that it came out of a need for patients and stuff. Let's do a little bit of a history on Ashley. You're a patient too, right?
That I am.
So what do you consume, if you don't mind me asking?
Sorry, say that again.
Why? What do you have to consume for?
Oh, I have PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome.
And that is a mouthful. Wow.
That is a mouthful and a world of pain. Basically, I'm a chronic pain patient. On a pain scale, I usually deal with anywhere between a 3 and a 10 every day. And I never know what the next day is going to bring. I absolutely am against pharmaceuticals in as many ways as I can be, unless I am on my deathbed. I want to stay as far away from them as possible and find a more natural solution, if you will. And since finding cannabis, it has been my savior. It takes care of almost, we'll say 90% of the pain. It makes it manageable. It allows me to live. Which is why I use it in so many different formats and have for many, many years now.
Yeah. And so many different formats. I mean, all patients seem to do that. I mean, you go to a doctor today, the ones that are trying to get educated or the ones that are uneducated, they kind of try and want to put a label on it and say, well, what do? You vaporize. And you go there, and I know me, when they say, well, what's your main source? How do you consume? There is no one main source, right?
Not at all. As an example, I went to the dentist recently, and she had told me that I was her very first patient who actually admitted that they were a cannabis user, a medical cannabis user. And so she asked me, she's like, how do I put down that you've medicated this morning? How do I write that as a medication? She's like, do I put 1 marijuanas? And I'm like, well, no, I'm like, you can if you'd like, but that'd be very silly. I'm like, I don't know how to give you the appropriate answer to that because I didn't just eat an edible this morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that's quantifiable.
Right.
When you take it in so many different formats, it makes it very hard to be able to say, this is the milligram dosage I've taken so far today.
Exactly. And that's
doctors
what they
just don't get it.
No, they don't get it. They want to be, they seem to have this need to want to be able to write this number down, or this, method. Okay, so you mostly vaporize though, right? That's what I get a lot when I try and explain my method of consumption. Okay, and at the end of my entire speech, they'll say, okay, so you mostly vaporize. It's like, okay, how did you get that out of what I just said? I told you I do dabs all day long, which are, concentrated puffs, concentrated tokes, if you will, all day long. I use suppositories. I have coconut oil that I use in all my cooking. I use it I have a tea that I drink twice a day. I have a dessert after dinner, and in the list, and my cream and my bath bomb and my back pain cream. How do you get vaporize out of that?
Because I guess that's what they're being taught right now, is that they want everybody to vaporize instead of smoke. So they must just be pushing this word vaporize through enough of their heads that that's the gibberish we get back. This is what I've been told you should be doing.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'd rather not. I'd rather use my cream and my bath bomb and my jam, and my pretzels and my suppositories. And none of the above. And none of the above are available anywhere for purchase on a quote unquote legal level.
No, and yet so many of us medical patients have been using all of these alternative options instead of opioids or what have you for so long now. You think that we wouldn't have as big of a struggle as it seems like we're having, bringing topicals and tinctures and edibles into the world.
Yeah. It's a struggle for sure, and it's one that you can relate to as a patient. And as you say, that's been your drive to create more in talking to other patients that also face these issues and want good tasting products as a way to take our meds.
Oh, for sure. We shouldn't be forced into any one means of consumption just because they deem that it's the safest way for us to consume.
Absolutely.
What it looks like.
Yeah.
And perfect example, they're going on about gummies. They're going to look enticing to a kid. Well, a brownie can look enticing to a kid.
Yeah, that's right.
And a brownie is just a square object, right?
Yeah. The shape seems to be the issue.
On that same note, I mean, you're not going to leave your medical brownie on your coffee table if you have children. Chances are, if you're smart enough, you're going to keep that away just like any other medication.
Yeah.
You don't leave your Vicodin on the coffee table. What are you doing leaving your edible there?
That's right. That's right. So it shouldn't matter in the end what it's shaped like.
Yeah.
No, it's up to the parent to protect the child by keeping it out of their reach. That doesn't mean the parent isn't allowed to use it as medication.
We can allow a parent to have control over much more dangerous items, everything from bleach to do your wash, gasoline in the garage for your lawnmower.
Yeah, absolutely. Shape of an item is absolutely no indication of anything. And we know that in particular, when we lost Ashley earlier, that's actually where we were in conversation, was the shape of your milk chocolate penises.
Which I'm assuming probably won't be able to be brought into the new release. But they were fun.
Come on.
And I even got, I just actually got in a whole bunch of molds in the shape of boobs because I figured that the penises needed a counterpart.
Tell them as
who knows if we get to actually bring those out, but we'll see what they give us.
I would think that I don't see why you wouldn't be able to, being that I can see this product in the beginning may have real tight restrictions, such as with cannabis, where it has to be sold in a 19 and over place. So you wouldn't be really displaying it where a minor could see it.
That's right. I mean, it's an adult-only
true.
product, obviously.
Yeah. We were discussing that here tonight because I'm at Cannabis here in downtown Campbellford, and I was talking to Wayne about that tonight with e-juices and stuff. You have to have them covered up so that minors can't see them. But if you're in a store that is 19 plus, do they need to be covered up? And this would be the same thing.
Well, then in that case, then the entire door of the store would be the cover.
Yeah, well, just the fact that you have to be aged in.
Yeah, you came in, so you're allowed to see.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, to me, that would mean the chocolate penises would almost be more appropriate because you're not leaving them out for kids, right?
Well, you would hope not, and maybe that would be a deterrent. And if so, then cha-ching, yay! I'm happy because I spent a lot of money on those boob molds, and I really want to use them.
I was thinking the same thing. It can be an advantage.
Perfect. So everything from chocolate-covered penises to strawberry fields jam, we've talked about that, and the salted caramel brownie is to die for. You also have a whole huge array of cereal bars.
Yes, we do. And we go down to the States to procure the ones that bring back the best nostalgic feeling from our youth. The ones that taste the best and the ones that people love, like the Fruity Pebbles that we can't seem to keep in stock.
Yeah.
Apple Jacks.
And Apple Jacks, exactly, which is actually my partner's favorite.
Is it really?
Yeah, Apple Jacks is on our menu exclusively because he said it has to be on our menu.
Memories.
We're gonna make it anyway, so we better put it on the website.
Yeah, for sure. And then, of course, the ever famous Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, that would probably be our second most popular flavor that we sell, hands down after the Fruity Pebbles. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is just that's it. Out of all of them, although I usually go for fruity, Cinnamon Toast is my fave. Every time we make it, I have to have a little bit.
Amazing. And for those that really like the sweet crunches, the crunchy bits, we got Captain Crunch.
Oh, yes, the Captain Crunch with Crunch Berry. So you've now listed our three most popular in a row, actually.
Yeah, see, I know my cereal.
Oh, yes, I know you do.
Now with more marshmallows.
For sure. So where do you, besides your, I guess, is it just you and your partner? Is that where all of your inspiration comes from? Because that was my next question, and I heard his name pop up a whole lot.
Yes, so Chris and I are most of the product designers, if you will, though every once in a while we do get customer requests for certain products that just sound like such a good idea that we have to try bringing it out and see how it does.
Now, what about custom gluten-free orders? I see on your website.
We can totally customize any order, yeah. So especially if you have some kind of intolerance like gluten, then we can specialize an item for you. And if we're specializing a batch for you, that means that we can also customize the dosage level of the batch.
There you go. Nice. Custom orders made to order for your medical needs. I mean, fantastic products, quality products, professionally packaged, professionally made. I mean, you look at these things when they come in their shipment, and it looks like something that you would buy at any Costco or Walmart.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we were going for. We were aiming for something that was pretty much shelf ready. Something that you might be able to walk into a store and be like, oh, okay, I'm going to take some of these home and some of these home, and be able to take it to the cashier.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate goal, right?
For sure,
Exactly.
for sure. And precise labeling, I mean, it tells you everything that's in there. All of your milligrams are there for the dosing. So there's no question as to what your intake's going to be and on the amount that's in there. So then you just cut it to size accordingly.
Yep, pretty much. Our next upgrade to our packaging is also going to include nutritional information. So I'm actually kind of excited for that to be included along with all the ingredients and the dosage.
Very cool, very cool. So, I mean, still innovating, still evolving, adding new things all the time, and keeping stuff up to basically you're meeting or exceeding industry standards, right?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's exactly what we're aiming for.
Yeah, absolutely. I see it in the product and in the packaging for sure.
So it's self-regulation. This is going to be required in a regulated world, and the baggie with the piece of paper or tape stuck on it saying chocolate brownie just doesnn't cut it anymore.
No, that's right. Those days are gone, right?
Yeah.
Let's hope so. Because we need to have that. Well, even in the industry today, there's still a lot of companies, albeit silver market companies, but not either way, that are producing product with absolutely no labeling on it, not even a logo of any kind. It's you take it home and you're like, oh, I have a cookie.
Yeah.
What's in the cookie? Like no ingredients, no dosage, no nothing. Which makes it very confusing for the consumer as to whether or not they want to have this before you have a day of work or maybe on a weekend when you have nothing else to do for the day.
Right. Now, besides your capsules and your product specific capsules and medications that you have on your regular use for your treats and your jams and everything, how do you standardize your dose? What are you using? You're using a standard coconut oil that you make, or how are you standardizing that?
So all of the medicine that we use, which is THC distillate and CBD isolate, comes to us lab tested. So we already know what's going into each batch before we use it, which makes the science of breakdown so much easier for us.
Yeah, for sure.
And for other people. We've capped most of our products at 100 milligrams of THC to 35 milligrams of CBD. And for most people, we don't recommend consuming the entire package at once, especially if you're a beginner. It's usually a good idea to start with just a quarter of a package, and you can always move on from there. But it's good to consume a bit, wait up to 2 hours, depending on what your metabolism is like, before consuming more.
For sure. So you can say for sure what's going into every single one of your products because you are using an original standardized medicine to start with. You're not just, growing your garden and harvesting your flowers and throwing that in your brownies.
No, exactly. So it's no longer a guessing game. You can become actually pretty exact with it, which helps us a lot.
And by using the
As it does
distillates,
patients.
By using the distillates, you don't have that. A lot of people don't like the taste, the chlorophyll taste when you make a butter. And by using the distillates, that's gone.
Yes, that's actually one of the reasons that we use distillate and isolate, because there's no flavor profile to it whatsoever. So you just get to taste the full flavor of whatever item you've picked, instead of having that background of chlorophyll or green.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
And I mean, it shows through because the only thing that you taste in the products is the actual product. You don't taste the medicine. Not at all.
Yep, well, that's exactly what we were going for, and that's what we strive to do in all of the products that we make. Sometimes it takes a little R&D to tweak, but beyond that, We seem to keep coming out with new products every year, although my partner wishes I would slow down a bit because there are only so many SKUs one can keep in stock at a given time, especially for a company of our size. But, we manage.
Yeah, but you're growing all the time, right? You've got hired on employees now. I mean, things are going well for you. I can't wait to see what happens in the future for sure. So what is next?
I wish I could tell you. I'm honestly not sure. I'm hoping that the regulations that come out with the government will allow us to apply for a license and God willing, open up at least a bakery somewhere where we can serve our products directly to the consumer. Because that's the way we started in the beginning, was face-to-face with people. We would love to be able to continue that. And once we have one store, who knows? Maybe they'll allow us to have a couple of them, because we'd love to be able to serve communities other than just Toronto.
And now we just talked. Yeah, we just talked about you use distillates. I'm assuming with the edibles, the supplier of the cannabis, the cannabis part of it all, they may still require businesses to get it from a licensed producer, and do they even produce distillates?
Well, that's an excellent question. As far as I understand, I'm pretty sure that they are able to produce distillate. Whether or not they're going to. I mean, if they want to force an industry into a certain set of guidelines, I have to imagine that they would want to provide the medicine for it, and that we would have to be properly sourcing.
Correct.
I can't imagine they would just allow us to go out and do what we've been doing all this time.
Correct.
I imagine they're going to force us to go through whichever LP we choose. Although I imagine most of it will be made from the same guy.
Yeah, or would they? I don't know what's the coconut oil. I'm assuming the coconut oil that I've never tried this stuff from the licensed producers, but I don't know.
They don't have any coconut oil or distillates or anything like that from the licensed producers. They're not making any of these products available so far. Do they have the means? Well, they're licensed producers worth millions of dollars. I'm sure they have the means.
Oh yeah.
But they're not doing it. I think largely that has to do with Health Canada has limits. They've capped the LPs on what they can produce in their oils and their tinctures that are available for patients that you can purchase. They've capped the amount of THC that's allowable in there. So a distillate would exceed the THC levels in that cap. So therefore it's illegal. My question is, could you not purchase whatever you need to purchase from an LP and then have a private manufacturer then turn it into distillate?
I don't know. That might be a possibility if the licensed producers aren't willing to make it themselves. But I imagine from a money standpoint, they would want to. That would actually happen.
I could see them looking at that as an advantage to them because, as we mentioned, people don't want to taste the chlorophyll. People, want to be able to have something that they taste what they're eating. So it would be an advantage to them to produce that for edible companies.
Absolutely, and I'm sure the LP companies probably feel the same way. The problem is Health Canada. Health Canada's got that cap. And, you can't put anything out there that's over X number on THC on the scale. And that's why tinctures that they have available right now don't do the trick because they're not strong enough. Yep. That's why they're so low. They're at the maximum dosage allowable under Health Canada law. So that would put THC distillate way over cap because it's 98%. So that's not going to be allowed.
Yeah, I just hope they don't force producers of these products to go with the existing oil that the companies are already producing.
Well, I don't think they can. I think
God,
the option would be there. I think the option would be there to purchase your raw cannabis product and then get a third party to turn it to distillate, just as we do right now. We can purchase our legal, as patients, you can purchase your legal product from the LP, and you can get Buddy to turn it into oil for you, and that's perfectly legal.
You can, as long as they're making it in a safe environment.
That's right.
Yeah.
You can do it press, or you can
no
do it
organic. No organic solvent.
You got to follow all the regs and all of that kind of thing. But I mean, the same can be done, I would think, for distillate. Just you may be forced to buy LP product, but I think you could still get away with distillate, but privately manufactured.
All right. Well, let's go for break.
Let's hope there's some grace for it.
Let's hope so. We'll hash this out during break time. All right. Time to hear some more from the Hicks and their song, The Munchie Blues. And Ashley's website will help you solve your Munchie Blues, believe me. And when we return, Kim and I will continue our conversation with Ashley. You're listening to the Pace Radio Show. We are live here at 420radio.ca.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not? I'm trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website. Sounds like a cool website. Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it. You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
I love matzo ball soup, kibbers, lox, and bagels. I love the eggs, frog legs, and the snails. Burritos, taquitos, fajitas, and mojitos. I love burgers and corn dogs and Doritos. Twink it, ding dong. Twink it, ding dong. Twink it, ding dong.
Canada, the time to act is now. These days, your customers are seeking variety. Increase your earning potential by expanding your inventory with CC Nexus, Canada's largest cannabis seed wholesaler. CC Nexus stocks over 60 reputable breeders, including Canuck seeds, with a wealth of autoflower, regular, feminized, and CBD strains. All first-time customers will receive a free pack of Canuck seeds, plus a mug, t-shirt, and additional promotional materials. Add strains and increase your profit with CC Nexus, your Canadian-owned and operated wholesaler of cannabis seeds. Discreet, worldwide stealth shipping from Canada, supporting you locally. Call today, 1-844-843-7995, 1-844-843-7995, or visit us at ccnexus.global.
Hi, this is Al Graham of the Pace Radio Show. Are you keeping pace, as in keeping people advocating cannabis education? If you're not, and you're a cannabis consumer, then why not? Others are working hard every day to help educate people about cannabis so you can enjoy your daily 420. Get involved and speak out. Be loud and proud so that you can keep pace. Tune into the Pace Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to hear about people advocating cannabis education here at 420radio.ca. Catch Cannabis and Coffee to Marijuana live every Wednesday at 12 noon Eastern, 10 Mountain Time, only here at 420radio.ca. Join Reefer reporters Al Graham and his rotating news desk anchors Kim Cooper or Green Irene York for their weekly Reefer report here on 420radio.ca. Together, the trio spread Canadian and international cannabis news to their weekly listeners. Tune in every Monday around 4:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every week as these veteran news hawks discuss and give their opinion on the previous week in cannabis news. Don't forget, catch the Reefer Reporters here at 420radio.ca. Catch the wild, crazy, and the serious Friday night, 7 p.m. on the 420 Radio Show, only here at 420radio.ca.
Man, have you been to Cannabis yet? Cannabis, Campbellford's premier cannabis culture shop. They've got bongs, oil rigs, grinders, and papers. Everything you need for consumption. They've got soil, nutrients, and dome trays too. Everything you need for cultivation. Cannabis. They've got all kinds of awesome cannabis novelties, clothing, and apparel. I know, right? It's a lot more than just a bong shop. Interested in gaining legal access? Cannabis can help. They're a PACE information center. You know, people advocating cannabis education. Come by the shop and check it out. Cannabis. Have your say without saying a word. Cannabis.ca.
Legacy 420 has medicinal and recreational products down to a science, literally. With 2 biochemists on staff and a chief scientific advisor, every product is tested in the Legacy 420 laboratory. Legacy 420, Tyendinaga. Open 9 to 9 every day. Visit legacy420.com.
Twinkle, 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 ding dong. Twinkle, 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 ding dong. I got the munching blues. Twinkle, 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 ding dong. Twinkle, 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 ding dong. Twinkle, 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 ding dong. I got the munching blues.
Hey, we're back. Thanks for tuning in to the program. Well, you can catch us live here every Wednesday night at 420radio.ca. Don't forget, you can also find us as a podcast afterwards at the website. Tonight, our bumper music was by the Hicks and their song Munchy Blues. And I can tell you, our guest has got the solutions for that. Just go to their website. If you enjoyed tonight's music and you want to hear more of it, then look them up on YouTube or other audio locations. Tonight on the program, we're talking with Ashley Calia of Sofa King Good Bakery. Tongue twister there. And Kim is here as well. Well, ladies, we're in the last segment. Where do we want to go next? Ashley, you got anything you want to bring up offhand that we haven't talked about?
Well, I wanted to kind of touch base with her about the lifted market. Now, I attended the lifted market when I was in Toronto on our Vapor Lounge tour. The lifted market was happening at Planet Paradise, and me and my little crew visited there and did some shopping and enjoyed the sights and the excitement of it all. I mean, that thing, the lifted market, for people that don't know, it's a conglomeration of entrepreneurs that gather together at Planet Paradise and sold their wares. People that are bakers like Ashley and other inventors and infusers of sorts, selling what they make and introducing people to brand new lines of products. Ashley, that thing was off the hook, right?
It was, but I need to just make one little minor correction. The ones that were happening at Planet Paradise were not the lifted market.
Oh, my bad.
Those are their own markets.
My bad.
But the ones that's okay, no problem. The lifted markets were actually a lot larger. Every single market that we did had 30 or more vendors.
Wow.
Up until the last market that had just over 40.
Wow. That's the size of Karma.
Pretty much, but in one day.
That's a lot of products.
Yeah, then the one that I was at,
people.
The one I was at Planet Paradise wasn't nowhere near that big, and it was still enormous. And I mean, it was wall to wall people. Where did this take place? Was it at Planet Paradise?
No, so we actually had a few roving locations that we used.
Okay.
One of our most popular was down on Dundas, which we had, what was it? It was something ridiculous. So many square feet, we didn't know what to do with it. We could have fit another 20 vendors in, but we didn't want to overcrowd what we were offering folks. But it was basically like a canna mall, so anything you could think of under the sun, all under one roof.
Wow, amazing.
That's a good way to phrase it too, canna mall.
Yeah, canna mall. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm sorry I missed that then. Here's me thinking all this time that I was actually there, and I wasn't. I was in a different one. There's so many things in Toronto. I mean, holy shit. You guys got so much shit going on down there.
Oh, we do. We do. It's hard to keep track of it some weeks. I'm going to be honest with you. You get offered 2 and 3 and 4 different things all on the same day, and it's like, I wish there were more of me because I'd like to attend it all, but I just can't.
Yeah, you just split yourself into a gazillion pieces, right? But Lifted wound up coming to a close then, and that was because of legalization and the new fines that are being introduced, right?
That is very correct. Unfortunately, we did stop. We held our last market on the 20th, which we know was a little risky. It was 3 days after legalization, or Prohibition 2.0, depending on how you want to look at it. But unfortunately, with the with the new fines that were in place now, it made it no longer something that was viable to do without injuring not only ourselves, but also our fellow community members who are part of the market. And to have that many entrepreneurs with their careers all ending at the same day, just it's too much.
Yeah.
It's just not fair.
No, that's for sure. That's for sure. So sadly, it came to an end, but I mean, it's an evolution. It's the fight continues for equality and rights and, access, for sure. And it's not over yet. And the fight continues and products are still out there, right?
Oh, for sure. There are some companies that are still out there fighting the good fight. Although we have noticed, as you mentioned earlier, since legalization, a whole bunch of companies have decided to either go much further underground or to stop existing, at least at the current time, until they see what happens. Because right now, no one's sure where it's going.
Yeah.
And for some, that can be a very scary prospect.
Oh, for sure. For
and,
sure.
the ones that are shutting down, and hoping to maybe come back afterwards, they could be, a 6 months to a year wait or more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you got to basically start almost fresh again, as far as
you got to
getting your
start
clientele
all
started
over.
up.
Yeah.
We actually considered that if they told us that Sofa King wasn't allowed in the new market, that we might have to just start a new company, start a new brand, and bring back all of our same products just under a new label.
Yeah.
And it'll take a little bit of time at first to gain popularity, but I'm sure we could get right back there.
Oh, I think with your following that you have, everybody finds out your new name, they're right back with you in a heartbeat.
You don't lose the experience.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You've got a pretty dedicated following there, my dear. Your products, people taste them once and they know as soon as you have a bite off of somebody else's and it's like, oh, that's Sofa King's. I know that taste anywhere.
Well, thank you.
I recognize that logo anywhere.
Yeah, for sure. So, you mentioned earlier you had a bit of an increase in people that were purchasing like CBD, isolate, and Rick Simpson oil and that kind of thing from some of the closures of the dispensaries in Toronto region at your site. Have you noticed an increase overall since legalization with people that are more gravitating towards there?
For sure. In fact, we've noticed that as the days go on, I guess as more people see it as a more normalized product, they don't see as much risk in ordering it online, which was definitely a problem pre-legalization because for a lot of the people who were hesitant to try it, they figure, oh, well, it's not legal, so I'm not going to bother. So now that it is, quote unquote, at least in some aspects of it, they figure, well, now's the time, let's go out and see what everybody's talking about.
Yeah. More people are becoming more curious, right? Well, it's okay now, right? That whole mentality.
That's basically one of your questions on your FAQ page, who can order.
Yep.
Yeah, which is basically basically anybody can order. I see you got shipping options to shipping. Nice.
Yeah, and the one other thing that I do like as well is that you do carry, it's kind of one-stop shopping for me at your site because of this. You carry another line that I use. You house space for Mary's Tea.
I do. We absolutely love her products. And we have a lot of people who are dedicated to consuming her teas and coffees and cappuccinos. We couldn't think of a world where we didn't have her in there. And that's a field that is a whole bunch more SKUs and a whole bunch more R&D that I don't even have time for right now. So I would love to support a fellow friend and colleague, and that's why we've got her on there. And her products are amazing. So if you haven't tried them, I recommend trying them.
Recently on Dragon's Den.
Yeah, absolutely. They're fantastic. She sent me a little sample kit. Well, actually not little, a large sample kit. And it was enough for myself and as well for Al Graham, and I gave him half. And we got to sample everything that she has. She gave us 2 of everything that she has in her SKUs. And oh my God, great products. And as soon as I tried them, I was hooked.
Yep. It happens for a lot of people. And with all the dispensaries closing down, that's another product that a lot of people can't find in very many other places. So it's nice that we still have that on our shelves.
Yeah, because a lot of these companies, like yourself, like Mary's Tea, there's several companies that are like name brand companies out there that have been producing products. And pretty much the only place patients could find them was in dispensaries in Toronto, right?
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, they don't sell to the public. They're not open for vending to the public. You kind of got to go look for them in one of the shops.
Yep, or be lucky enough to go to a farmer's market and find a vendor who happened to be carrying them.
Yeah.
Which we're still few and far between. So
yeah, because a lot of them are wholesale only.
No.
Yep, that's true.
Talking about wholesale, do you do wholesale and bulk orders?
Yes, we do. Actually, we will not only do custom like we were talking before, but bulk and wholesale are welcome. And in doing so, they'll obviously get you a little bit of a price break too. So it's encouraged and it helps both of us.
There you go. Right. There you go. I mean, all kinds of stuff available, and a couple of pieces of memorabilia as well in your merchandise section. I think that is so cool. You can get a nice cute little pendant for your neck or t-shirts and lighter covers and stickers and all kinds of stuff with the big comfy couch sitting there with the doobie.
Yep, you got it. And all that stuff now is limited edition. So once all of our stuff with our previous logo with the couch is sold off, unfortunately, we're not going to bring it back because we don't want them to see us as catering to children, which is why we altered our logo. It still has to be updated online, but we have altered it. Once we're done with this line of stuff, it's out.
So, hey, get yourself a souvenir that is going to be possibly one of a kind in the future if you keep care of it.
There you go.
I see you got not only a couch that's on your lighters, but it looks like you got some of your edible treats on your lighters as well.
Yeah, I love the cinnamon toast crunch guy.
We do. We actually have a lot of our characters on there. Beck was nice enough to draw us a series of 5 different characters. So we've got all 5 on those lighters, each with their own lighter, and then one lighter that has everybody all together in a nice happy group.
The whole crew. The whole crew lighter. You got a couple
together.
Lighter.
Yeah, the whole crew together on one. That is so cute. And the stickers. I have a sticker collection, so I'm gonna have to put stickers in the cart on my next order, I think, Ashley. I love it. So yeah, new logo. When does the new logo gonna launch?
Well, technically speaking, the new logo is actually on our products. It's just not on our website as of yet. So I'm just waiting for that to be updated. So hopefully sometime this week, and then everybody will get to see that online as well.
Perfect.
But right now, if you do order our products, we've switched all of our stickering over, all of our labeling over.
All right. Well, I'll look for it on my next order then.
So you've already started that move to make that change required. Then that's good.
Yeah. Well, forward-thinking business, right? I mean, as an entrepreneur that's thinking about the future. She's a dedicated business owner and has a patient-focused business that's looking to do good for people. These aren't people just running around, not knowing what they're doing. These are true business people that are in this business today, and that's what government needs to wrap their head around.
Yep.
Yes, exactly.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, this is the kind of experience we're always saying, well, that should be listened and heard,
Yeah.
Should be allowed to be involved, yeah.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah, sure, for sure. Great experience that I've had with every product that I've ever had from you, Ashley, I've got to say. Everything is, you can tell you put your heart into what you do. I always say that with any edible product, whether it's medicated or not. If I'm consuming it orally through my mouth and I'm getting a flavor profile, if somebody cooked that thing with love or not. And it definitely shows through in your products.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We definitely try, at least to put a little heart and soul into everything we make.
Yeah, well, I know when I see at the different events, you guys are always busy.
Yeah, and always smiling.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how could we not be smiling? It's a good life. And it's short, so you should be happy.
There you go. Always greeted with a giant smile and maybe a piece of cheesecake if it's a special event.
Yes, you may have to wait until next Karma for that, but we'll see.
I'll have my eyes peeled for sure. No question about that. So no more events, that kind of a thing. But are you doing any special holiday events at all?
I really wish I could say that we were. Unfortunately, we have backed away from all of that kind of stuff. The only thing that you will find our products at will be the High Five Christmas event. And I'm a horrible marketing rep because I don't have my calendar in front of me, so I can't tell you on what day that is. It's definitely this month. I want to say it's like the 21st or 22nd. It'll definitely be on our Facebook. I should actually get on that. But unfortunately, that is the only market that we're going to be at for Christmas this year. And you won't even find Chris or myself there. You will find one of our workers there just to help protect us in case, knock on wood.
Yeah.
That's all we can do now to protect ourselves, right?
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I get that.
So if you're in Toronto, please come check us out at the High Five event that's at the end of this month. Beyond that, you can find us online on the website at sophicangoodbakery.com, and we definitely ship across Canada.
There you go. I know you do. I know you do. So any new product ideas before we go that you want to give us a hint for?
I would love to, but we're not quite done with the research and development. I can let you know that there are definitely some new products on the horizon. And as soon as we are ready with them, I promise to launch them, and I will let you know before they come out.
All righty then. I was hoping maybe for just a little scoop, maybe just one for Christmas. But...
Unfortunately, till we're closer there, we don't want to let anything else away. But if it helps, a hint on one of the products that I'm doing, It's going to be a brand new CBD only line.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
There you go.
Mhm.
There you go.
I'll take it. CBD only line. I like it. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ashley. You are fantastic. I can't wait to see what you guys got coming up next in the future. And I thank you for everything that you do and that you've created and for persevering in this industry when others have bailed.
Well, thank you very much, and we will continue to do it as long as they allow us to.
Yeah. Okay, shout out time. I know you just said your website. You're more than welcome to mention it again. And anything else that you want to throw out there, you're more than welcome to.
Okay. Well, as we mentioned, all of our wonderful products that we were talking about for this last hour and a bit now are available on SofaKingGoodBakery.com. Unfortunately, our Instagram is no longer since the Insta police took it down.
Yeah.
You can find us on Facebook. I know, right? We had just over 8,000 followers, and they decided to take it away from us a few days after legalization, even though we hadn't posted since legalization. So that part
so the hashtag, that's right, I had to give you a hashtag on Twitter today.
I mean, you can hashtag away. Eventually, we will probably be reopening an account, maybe a private one, so they can leave us alone for longer. I don't know. Haven't figured out the secret to Instagram yet. But you can find us online, or you can always send us an email over at info@SofaKingGoodBakery, and we'll be happy to help you.
There you go. And they will get back to you right away, and they'll be happy to answer your questions and guide you along the way. I can tell you that from personal experience, sending other clients in their way.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And you can still find us on Facebook as well.
They haven't taken you down yet because they're hot on trying to shut down some places as well.
Yeah,
luckily we're okay so far. Knock on more wood.
Yeah, lots of wood around these days, man. You got to keep that wood around.
They don't make things like they used to.
That's right. Can't knock down all the forest. We need some wood to knock on.
Yeah.
All right, Kim?
Yeah, my shout out tonight is going out to Timmins. I've been in Timmins now for just 1 year, almost exactly. And I've really, really enjoyed my time here. I've met fantastic people. I've formed some wonderful lifelong friendships and some great bonds that are going to last a long time, if not a lifetime. I am moving. In 7 days, I leave Timmins. It is not the end for me in Timmins. The THC committee, the Timmins Hemp Community that was formed here will continue. We will be hosting more events next summer, just as we did this year, and I will be staying on and leading the team for another year. So nothing will stop. Everything is going to keep going, and products that are normally available through my office will continue to be available in the Timmins, in the Porcupine area, right next door to where you normally pick them up. So just drop me a line if you need something. I can make sure it's there for you to pick up, and I will be in the area on a monthly basis. Thank you so much for having me on here in Timmins and making me feel welcome while I was here. I really enjoyed my time here, and it's been a slice, Timmins, but ciao for now.
Yeah, on the move.
On the move.
Living out of boxes. Then you're going to move again.
And then we're going to move again. I'm in Kirkland Lake only for about 10 months, but then after that, I will finally be landing at home on my farm in Englehart and be able to stay there for good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Home again.
Yeah.
All right. Just a reminder that I will be back next week with our new joint host. Hey, Kim?
Yeah, brand new joint host. Julie's with us. Yay!
Yeah, and her scheduled guest is Tim Blake. He's the founder of the Emerald Cup.
Yeah, down in California.
And you've never heard of the Emerald Cup before. Its reputation is firmly solidified as the largest, most respected organic outdoor cannabis competition in the world. That's the way it's described.
And they've got a huge special guest there this year. They're honoring Willie Nelson, and he will be appearing at the Cup.
Oh, nice. Never smoke with Willie again.
Yeah.
All right. You can find the Pace Radio Show. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on Instagram. No, the Instagram police haven't got us yet. not like you, Ashley. We're also on line at pace-online.ca. Thank yous go to our sponsors, the friendly folks at CC Nexus, Canada's largest seed wholesaler. They're at ccnexus.global. Plus our new sponsor, Legacy 420. They are, as far as I'm concerned, Canada's largest First Nations cannabis dispensary. What do you think, Kim?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think I can say that pretty safely without checking.
I think that's pretty safely. I think that's a pretty safe bet there for sure, Al.
Yeah. They're found at legacy420.com. Also the Cannadays here. I'm sitting here in the store in the front window. Watch people go by as I do the show. They provide us a spot to do education. Thank you to Al Rapp and the 420radio.ca. And the man, he always has his satirizer on hand. A big thank you to you, Ashley, for coming on to the show and talking to us about Sofa King Good Bakery.
Thank you very much for having me. Lovely talking to you guys.
Yes, good stuff. We'll have to have you back, see how things change after the regulations and all that, or come out and, where things are in a few months down the road.
Yep, for sure.
Sounds good.
All right.
Sounds good. Yes, please.
Kim, thank you as always. And to finish out my thank you, so as I always make sure I get in every day, and that's to our listeners. Thank you for tuning in, and good night.
Good night.
Legacy 420 has medicinal and recreational products down to a science, literally. With 2 biochemists on staff and a chief scientific advisor, every product is tested in the Legacy 420 laboratory. Legacy 420, Tyendinaga. Open 9 to 9 every day. Visit legacy420.com.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not? Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website. Sounds like a cool website. Yeah, it's alright. Oh, I might have it. You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.